Today's topic is a topic that you cannot afford to miss. This topic is something that a lot of people fail to talk about. They don't realize what's coming up next. And I think it would definitely benefit you if you are aware of some of the aftermath that happens after ending a toxic or narcissistic relationship. And if you happen to be ahead of the game already and you're already maybe experiencing this, well, then this may not necessarily be a warning, but it will help to, let's say, normalize what you're going through so you don't think your life is completely falling apart. Anyway, you need to listen to this. Stick around. Let's get into it. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Nailah. I'm a mental health therapist turned toxic relationship coach. And after overcoming my own personal experiences with toxic and narcissistic relationships, I work with women like you, helping you to heal, to rebuild yourself after a toxic or narcissistic relationship, and most importantly, breaking the cycle of toxic relationships for good. So if that sounds like what you need, stick around and let's get into this topic. You will often hear me say that losing or ending a toxic or narcissistic relationship is just the tip of the iceberg. You know, a lot of people talk about just break up, just end it, just get away, and that's all good. That's a good thing. But there is an aftermath that comes along with that. And one of the aftermath is loss of other relationships. Now, of course, this is not a reason to deter you from ending the relationship, right? That is something that you want to do. You want to remove yourself from anything that's toxic. But in this video, I want you to be aware that this is something that happens. So you're not surprised when you start to see other relationships in your life ending or starting to go wrong, and you start to question yourself, is it me? Is something wrong with me that all these relationships are changing? So I'm going to get into what does that look like, the loss after toxic and narcissistic relationships, not just the loss of that one particular relationship, but other losses that happen, why it happens, and how you can learn to navigate that situation. So the first point that I want you to be aware of is that the loss that happens after toxic or narcissistic relationships, that loss happens because you start to view people differently, which is kind of a good thing, right? So the healing journey can be painful, but it is very fruitful because you get so much out of it. So again, you start to view people differently. You start to understand what toxic behavior looks like, right? Before your healing experience, before you start to assess the situation, before you start to put the pieces together, what was toxic seemed normal to you. It was familiar to you. And I can almost bet my life, which I shouldn't, but for the lack of a better term, I could almost bet my life on the fact that most of the time, what we normalize in our adulthood came from something we experienced in our childhood, right? And as we're adults, as we're going through relationships, again, we start to normalize certain dysfunctional patterns. However, once you end that toxic relationship, right? If we're talking about romantic relationship, once you end that or they end it, however it ends, and you really start to work on your healing, you start to see what toxic behavior looks like. So now your perspective is changing. Now you're not only looking at that relationship as dysfunctional, but you're starting to look at other relationships, whether it's relationship with friends, relationship with family members, relationships with colleagues, right? You're starting to realize that what you thought was normal was actually unhealthy. And that could look like in the sense of not respecting your boundaries, trying to exploit you for your kindness, right? Taking advantage of you. There's different ways that people use to manipulate you, using guilt to manipulate you, different things. But either way, you start to spot it, right? Again, this is a good thing. However, the healing journey is not always pretty. And that is something that's not spoken about enough, which is why I'm making this video here for you today, is that you are aware that there is some more pain that comes along after ending a toxic and narcissistic relationship. But that does not mean that it's a bad thing. That does not mean that you're on the wrong path. You're actually on the right path, but there's still some painful situations that will come up. You are strong enough to weather the pain. You've weathered the pain in the relationship. You also have it in you to weather the pain in the aftermath. And if you're able to weather that pain through the healing process, again, it will be a fruitful end experience. Another reason that you may experience additional loss after a toxic or narcissistic relationship is that some people, whether it be mutual friends that you've had with the ex, that they choose to be naive to the abuser, right? To the toxic or narcissistic person. They choose to be naive about who they truly are. And because they're naive, they are allowing themselves to be manipulated, to try to triangulate you into more chaos. So basically, you know, if someone chooses to be naive to how dangerous someone is, they don't want to believe that the person is really that destructive to other people, or that they've hurt you in the way that you've told them that they've hurt you, right? If someone chooses to be naive to that, that toxic person, that abuser, can now try to use that naive person to reel you back in, right? To trigger you, right? That's triangulating, putting those three people together to try to reel you back in and cause more chaos, right? And I'm using the word choose. In my experience, my personal and professional experience, I've seen people who truly don't grasp how destructive a toxic or narcissistic person can be, right? They just can't comprehend that. However, there are some people who are intelligent enough, but it's easier to be naive. It's easier to pretend like they don't see it, or that it's not that bad. And you'll see that a lot in their family members. You know, and a lot of times toxic relationships, they're long-term relationships, and you get to know the family, you get to bond with the family, and you hope that even after the relationship ends, or as it's ending, that you can rely on them to be supportive of you, because you feel like, well, I'm a good person, I've been a good, you know, daughter-in-law, or whatever it is. So they're going to be fair and be kind to me. However, a lot of times family members, again, choose, they choose to be naive to how destructive that toxic person is. So that is another way that you can experience loss, is people making the choice to be naive. But let me tell you this, because you know I'm not only here to just give you information, but it's also about what you can do for yourself to help you on your healing journey. So a way to navigate that situation is you have to release the responsibility to try to convince people, right? Whether someone is choosing to be naive, or they genuinely are naive because they're just maybe not intelligent enough to grasp the concept of someone being so destructive, that's not your responsibility. And that's not always easy, because a lot of times it's people that you've already had a relationship with, you're close with, you love them, they love you. However, as human beings, we all have a responsibility to ourselves. Even for myself, as I've said, I have experience in toxic and narcissistic relationships. However, I have been on the other side. I have been that naive person. I have been in a situation where I would admittedly say I chose to be naive. This was in a work environment, right? The colleague was narcissistic. I didn't really see it at the time, but gradually I started to see things about this person. And in the beginning, as I started to see things, I chose to be in denial, because I didn't want to accept that she was really as bad as people were saying she is, right? And eventually I had to say, no, even though you're not being treated in this way, you know it's only a matter of time before she flips the switch on you, because that's how they are. No one's exempt from their true character, right? So even if they're being nice to you at one moment, if they are destructive people, they will be destructive to everyone. So I had to remember that for myself, and I had to accept her for who she is. But I, at that time, chose to be naive, because guess what? It wasn't being done to me. I didn't see everything clearly at the time, right? And it was easier for me until I chose to be fair and say, no, now I'm starting to see these patterns of behavior, and now I need to remove myself from this relationship. There was also a situation where I was naive because I was just young and I grew up in this, right? So I have narcissistic family members, and I chose to be, not chose, I was naive to how destructive they were, because that is the environment that I grew up in. And I didn't realize exactly what it was. And I was taught to excuse a lot of the behavior, right? Now you see the pattern, right? This is part of the healing process, is where you start to look back to your childhood, right? So I was taught to excuse some of this destructive behavior and make it seem like it's not that big of a deal, right? So that was a time where I was naive to the pain that this family member was causing to other people, right? But all in all, That was my life. That was my journey. And no one had the responsibility to force Nailah to get it, to force Nailah to understand, right? I eventually came to that point, right? But the victims, the people that were subjected to these people that I just described, it was not their responsibility either to convince me. No, they were going through their own hard times. And the only thing they needed to focus on was their own healing, was their own path, not trying to convince Nailah of how, destructive the person is. So that is the same thing for you and for all of us. We should not take on the responsibility to try to convince other people. Is it painful that you may lose additional relationships in addition to the toxic and narcissistic relationship? Yes, that is painful. However, it's not your responsibility to go around and trying to convince people. And just trust that eventually they will get it. And if they don't, then sadly but truthfully, then maybe that relationship was just not meant to be. But it is not your responsibility to force them to get it. The third point that I want you to be aware of when we're talking about loss after toxic or narcissistic relationships is loss of friendships. There are some friends that you may not have been aware of in the beginning. However, as you're going through this difficult time, getting out of a toxic or narcissistic relationship, you may realize some friends are not stepping up in the way that you expected them to. Now, let me put a disclaimer before I go further into that. Stepping up does not mean taking on all the burden, okay? Not everyone is equipped to handle the heavy load of the breakup from a toxic and narcissistic relationship. This is not a normal breakup, okay? This is not a situation where things just didn't work out. There's a lot of baggage that comes along with it, and not everyone's capable of handling that, nor is it their responsibility to handle that. So when we're talking about friendships, losing friendships, I'm not speaking about a situation like that, right? However, there are some friends or people that you considered friends that were really just fun buddies, right? People to have fun with. And this is something that you may experience or may have already experienced. So let me just help you to normalize that. Is that no, nothing is wrong with you if you realize that people that you thought were really friends were maybe really just associates. Okay, there are some people that are great when things are going good for you. You can have lots of fun together, but when things go wrong, they're just not available. They're not available for you. They may make you feel like you're making a big deal out of things and it's not that serious. And I've been through that before. I don't know why, but I want you to know that it's not you. Okay, some people just are not friends in the way that you think they are friends. And if you realize that some of your friendships are not stepping up in the way that you wanted them to, that might be an additional loss. Again, will it be painful? Yes. But it does not mean that something is wrong with you. Okay, that is the main purpose of this video here, is that I don't want you to think that, I already lost one relationship, now all these other relationships are falling apart, it must be me. No. Ending a toxic and narcissistic relationship is not a normal situation. It's not a normal breakup. It's not a normal end, right? There is usually an aftermath of additional loss, and I want you to be aware of that. And I don't want you to take that on as if it is something that you caused or something that is wrong with you. Okay? I hope this episode was helpful for you. If you find yourself in a situation like this, if you find yourself lacking real support, I want you to know that on October 4th, which is this coming Wednesday, I am opening my inner circle, Nailah's inner circle. And what that is a membership group. You can sign up, and once you sign up, you become a part of an exclusive community. And this is not your average group, right? With hundreds of people, hundreds of strangers. I'm making this an exclusive group of a small amount of women, definitely not in the hundreds, right? Where we can actually get to know each other. We can support each other. You can come in that group at any time to express any concerns that you have, ask any questions. I will be hosting private classes in there. I will be hosting sessions, coaching sessions in there. So if you are also interested in coaching, this is one of the most affordable ways to work with me, to get direct access to me anytime you need it, 24/7. Now, I'm not going to be in the group 24/7, but you can come in at any time, 24/7, and I will definitely be coming in and out to offer any type of the support that is needed. So if that is something that you think you would be interested in, go ahead and click the link in the description box to get more information on that. Unfortunately, a lot of people know someone that has been or is in a toxic and narcissistic relationship. So go ahead, if you do know someone, go ahead and share this with at least one person that you know can benefit from this. Click the notification bell to be notified anytime a new episode goes up. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.